You're incredibly fast.
I know what you are.
I know what you are.
You're a librarian.
Vampire.
As if you could stop me.
As if you could stop me. As if you could fight me off. This is the face of a killer.
I'm gonna go. This is the face of a killer.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Books and Looks. My name is Kathy and today we have a very special guest, Jake. If you don't recognize who Jake is, I will let him introduce himself, but he's normally on the other side of the camera, so this is new. This is different. Jake, you can go ahead and tell them a little bit about yourself, tell them about the book and what topic theme we'll be talking about, and I'm going to get started prepping his face.
Okay. Hi, I'm Jake Boyd. I'm the Adult Programming Librarian here at the library, so...
Are you...
Good. No, it's good. It's good. Today, I will be talking about Midnight Sun by Stephenie Meyer, which, for those who are uninitiated, Midnight Sun
Uninitiated.
is... Yes. Midnight Sun is the companion piece to the first book in the Twilight series. We got some patron requests.
We did.
To deal in Twilight, and the movies just got added to Netflix again. I'm sure everyone
binge watched them all over again.
Or at least Kathy and I did.
Yeah,
so for a little context, like, I don't want to be like an almost 30-year-old man coming on here and being like, this is a horrible book, you know, just because, like, I think that's a little too easy. So, you know, I should say, when the book series first came out, I was in high school, and I, like, ate them up, read them all multiple times, loved every second of it, had no qualms about reading them. Edward was awesome, though I was probably Team Jacob.
Wait, should we tell them what we're doing?
What do you mean? Oh, you mean look-wise?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, they have no idea what we're doing why we're talking about Twilight.
I'm gonna be a vampire. Kathy's gonna make me a vampire.
We're going to try our best to create Jake into Edward today. Not Jacob. Yes, I'm gonna be a bearded Edward. So, I would say, and what I've been telling people is, like, for probably about 200 pages, I was like, I was on board, right? I was like, this is interesting. This is kind of like... reminiscing.
Yeah, I had some nostalgia. I was like, oh, these two doofuses, like, how fun. Let's...
So in love.
Yeah, let's walk back into their world. And then after that, it became a lot harder to keep reading. The one thing that I will say artistically with this book, right, is it's a retelling. So we all know exactly what happens in Twilight. There's no element of suspense to keep you moving forward. And I think she kind of relies on suspense. Like, okay, so they're getting ready to go to the meadow, right? True heads will know the meadow. But the whole time there's all this tension, like, will Edward eat her, basically?
Right.
And will Bella return alive? Well,
but we know.
Yeah, we know exactly what happens.
Yeah.
Which is that they kind of lay there for 20 minutes. There's some material in here that is new and that is fun. Like, we see Edward's first Christmas as a vampire.
Oh.
That was pretty cute. We see a lot more of Edward's conversations with his sister Alice, and that's pretty cute too. I still have some, like, serious problems with the books though, and things have certainly changed since the first Twilight book came out. You know, I think it's been like 15 years or something like that.
Has it?
Something like that. It's like 2005, I think, was when the first book came out. 2005 or 2006, yeah. And so, not that Edward's behavior was, like, acceptable then, but especially now, you're kind of like, okay, he sneaks into her room every single night to watch her sleep.
And she doesn't even know it.
No, and she doesn't know, yeah. So it's kind of like, Okay. Well, so, and you kind of get it. You kind of see why that is, I guess. Edward is a vampire, and also I think in this we kind of see that he is permanently stuck developmentally at the age of 17.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think she's kind of trying to show that to a certain extent. So he 17-year-olds know a lot, right? But there's still some brain fusing that needs to happen before they're like fully chill. But Edward is like very worried about Bella all of the time, and just a lot of his behavior is just not great for a relationship. Like, ladies, if a man ever cuts the wires in your trucks to keep you from visiting your friend, you end it right there, right? Like, I just don't know if it's, like, this was just released last year, and I just don't know if the material has aged super well or if it was all that great to begin with, but...
Okay, I'm gonna have you, there we go, so that I can just see where your cheek line is. And, well, really, I can probably just follow your beard.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And just to make you look nice and sunken in. Like a dead person. Because Edward is technically dead. So Edward in the movies just looked, and
We have a reference
photo. You can see that Edward's makeup look, you can kind of see where they contoured his skin there. You can even see his nose contour, a little bit of highlight there. And then they did some really bushy brows on him, so we're definitely gonna have to add to Jake's brows. And they kind of made like the edges of his lips look like really thin.
Okay.
We'll see how we make that work, because we have the beard. So this is gonna be
I have total faith in you.
our depiction of Edward with a beard. And you know what? This might end up looking crazy. So from all of the Twilight books, because you've read all of the Twilight books, right? Which Twilight, all the books was your favorite?
I do believe that I liked Eclipse the most, just because I think Eclipse probably had the best pacing, like things happened in it. New Moon, like, if you'll recall, there are like just a few pages where literally like Bella just does nothing but be sad for a few months.
Yeah. There's a possibility.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I know that scene from the movie, and it's like represented the exact same way
It's
in
like
the books.
pages and pages and pages.
But yeah, I think Eclipse had this is the difficult part.
We're just reading about sadness.
But Eclipse had stuff happened, no more of that breaking up nonsense. And then like stuff happened in Breaking Dawn, but oh my, Breaking Dawn is such a mess. Like too much. She heard like her pacing advice for her first few books and was like, okay, I'm just gonna introduce 50 new characters and y'all can deal. Which, by the way, some of the vampires that you meet in Breaking Dawn do show up, like in that Christmas scene. Shaban, who is one of the Irish vampires, shows up, and they have a cute little scene. So you do you do see more of the Alaskan other nice vampires, the Denali tribe.
The Denalis. Contouring.
Have you ever done a guy before?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Mainly I did some special effects makeup and stuff before.
Okay.
And so it was really kind of like the scary, scabby stuff. But this is definitely my first vampire attempt.
Your first vampire.
But a different kind of vampire.
Okay.
Because, you know, the Twilight vampires are glamorous.
They are. I also like some of the conversations. I can't remember if they happened in Twilight, but some of them, when they happened, I was just like, are you joking? Like, Edward is like trying to get to know Bella, right? So he asks her like a bazillion questions. He's like, what's your favorite candy? And she's like, black licorice.
Ew.
And I'm like, come on. Get real. Eat a Snickers, girl. She's extremely not like the other girls.
Yeah.
Which, you know.
She's different.
When I was in high school, I was like, yeah, she's not like the other girls like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I also read Austen for fun.
Yeah. What about, okay, so in Midnight Sun, what like depiction is there of Jacob Black? Because I feel like You know, that's like one thing that made the Twilight series is people loved to see kind of like the feud between Edward and Jacob for Bella.
So
EJ.
Okay, so the thing about Jacob in this book is that they're like rivals, right?
Right.
So you have a few scenes in Twilight between Bella and Jacob, but you have none between Edward and Jacob because they're, you know, they're oil and water. They're fighting. They're fire and ice. So you don't really get to see him all that much, which I think is like regrettable because I think some of Bella's best characterization comes out with conversations with Jacob. I think Edward is like pretty boring as a person a lot of the time.
Another thing that I was curious about the book, so Midnight Sun, does it cover like throughout all of the books, or is it just the first one?
It's just the first one, and she added like 200 pages to it. So that's the kind of like, that was what I was saying with those like pacing issues where you're like, you needed an editor. I don't think on a sentence level that she's like, because she gets a lot of hate at this point, just because there's blowback from it, because it's a thing that was made for teenage girls, and people think teenage girls are, you know, really stupid. I don't think that that's the case. This is not the worst thing I've ever written. She does, or I've ever read. She does abuse the word glower, but you know, that's a minor, you know, peccadillo or whatever.
So, aside from Midnight Sun, what else are you reading?
So this is not at all what I typically read. I'm glad I did it though, because I do like to get out of my comfort zone. Right now, I am reading, I just took a little flight somewhere, so I got The Other End of the Telescope by Rabih Alameddine, which is a novel about a Lebanese transgender doctor who goes to help refugees. That's basically all I have from the plot so far.
Okay.
And then I'm also reading a nonfiction title called Humane, which is about, I mean, the author's thesis is that like US wars have become more humane, sure, but at the cost of like actually seeking peace. So it's about like US war policy and technology.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jake reads a ton of different stuff. And yeah, he reads a ton of everything.
I do.
So you might like have a book and Jake might be like, oh, that book was good.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that book was not that good.
Yeah. I really try not to trash anything because I read, I have periods where I'm like, I'm gonna read like a classic, and then I have periods where I'm like, I'm gonna read, you know, gay werewolf romance or something.
Yeah, something
like that,
crazy.
you know, yeah.
So I think I'm just gonna throw it because you're like, you know, so that it can.
Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes then. What are you doing?
It's
All his hair.
It's all in my hair.
wait here. Oh no. Oh God.
I was like so into Stephenie Meyer though. Like I got on the train for the Hunger Games really, really early because I would like check Stephenie Meyer's website, and one day she was like, I got an advanced copy of this new YA novel and you all have to read it. And I was like,
And it was Hunger Games?
yeah. And I was like, yes, Ms. Meyers. I will read it.
I will read it because you say so. Oops.
Oops.
I'm like, this is not my best
No,
work.
it's okay, it's okay.
I think this is as vampire as it's gonna get for
Okay,
you.
okay.
I think this is as bearded Edward as it's gonna get for for Jake today.
Edward age 28 instead of 17.
I think it's a perfect match.
Exactly.
What do you think?
I think it's perfect.
What do you think, Sam?
Jacob's stepdad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carlisle.
Carlisle, yes.
Yeah.
Carlisle Burnett.
He's brunette Carlisle.
Yes.
So I think this completes our look. I'm not gonna let Jake look at himself until after he's walked through the library and then gone to his office.
Yep, I get to go to my office and see all the patrons first. So.
Yeah, so hopefully they love his look, and
Yep.
they'll probably be so confused and think that it's Edward, and we'll have to explain to him that
Exactly.
it's just Jake.
It's just me. I'm not going to drink your blood, but if you do want to come pick up Midnight Sun, it will be available for checkout as soon as I turn it back in.
Yes, we have it at our library, so come and pick it up. And thank you so much for tuning in with us and watching yet another episode of Books and Looks. Thank you.